Hey everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Sunday, June 8th, 2025. My newest segment of Markets A Look Ahead. Before we even get there, and I really want to cover this with you, central banks, a great taking. Most of you out here are familiar with the great taking. This plays right into that, and I want to go over that with you in detail. But let's start off with this. It's kind of astonishing how we have here, and I'm going to show you a mainstream financial channel actually raising doubts as to whether or not the economic data that we're getting fist fed is actually real. Market Watch, how reliable is U.S. economic data? Let me just read some of this to you. Investors have been navigating an increasingly hazy economic outlook, and the so-called hard data regarding the state of the economy. Creeping doubts, their words. Creeping doubts about the quality of U.S. economic reports won't make this task any easier. Look, I mean, you got to be seriously out there on another planet to believe that any of the data is correct. It's all fabrications, everything right now. I believed foolishly, honestly, look, man, when I'm wrong, I will say it. I believed that possibly, okay, when President Trump got in here, that we would start to see truth with regard to, I guess, something. And I've been completely off base and extremely disappointed. Now, with that said, people, let us move forward. So this is seriously important. This is in your inbox right now. If you subscribe to my newsletter, again, link in the description of the video. People, please share this work here. Please share this video. It's up to you, guys and girls, if you want to help wake people up. I don't know, man. If you want to, that's fine. If not, that's okay too. So here we go. So central banks, a great taking. Lions. I want to begin with a summary breakdown of what is currently happening. Not will happen, not may happen, but what is happening right now. There are two dynamics in play which are setting the stage for a great taking. Number one, currency devaluation is accelerating, and two, debt expansion is exploding. Both of these are non-productive dynamics. The whole system has become a zombie. And as a result, the global economy will slow in lockstep with dynamic one, currency devaluation, dynamic two, debt expansion. And just hold that thought as we cut through this, people. So central banks, the European Central Bank, Fed, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, People's Bank of China, will accelerate their assault on their own currencies. I have discussed this for years. That's exactly what's playing out right now. So why? They must engineer devaluation. Let me show you this. Just to maintain the illusion of system solvency. And as a direct result, expect rate cuts / currency devaluation from every so-called developed economy. Expect to see world leaders call on their respective central banks to cut rates and therefore weaken the purchasing power of the currency. I put a link there. Let us move forward. Expect coordinated weakening of currencies and vast debt expansion. Far worse. It has to be this way. It must be exponential. Far worse than most expect. In fact, expect a new debt expansion phase, which will dwarf all prior phases. Why? Let's look at this together here. Why? Government deficits are permanent and accelerating. This is slavery economics. Yeah, I just made that up. Let's read forward here because it's hard for me to read backwards. The private sector / middle class is therefore forced into survival borrowing, further debt slavery as the economy slows even faster. Do you honestly believe that I are the only ones who are aware of this? Or do you think every single one of our politicians, our world leaders, all know it as well, of course, central bankers? So the private sector / middle class is therefore forced into survival borrowing, further debt slavery as the economy slows even faster. This will lead, look man, this is basic stuff. So just bear with me. This will lead to debt to GDP ratios exploding globally and so-called sovereign balance sheets becoming even more insolvent. It's over right now. I mean, it's just really over. This will lead to even more non-productive debt or zombification. Debt for survival, not for growth. Again, more slavery economics. Let's stop right there. What I have just said, did any of this ring false to you? In case you guys and girls aren't aware, just this last week I had 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 of our videos flagged for potentially misinformation by YouTube. Now, what I believe is going on here is this channel is under direct attack. Not necessarily by YouTube, but there are people who don't want this information out there. So what they're doing is they're reporting these videos as fake information or false information or misleading. You understand? These videos are still up, the ones that were reported, and they're still under review. So more than likely they're going to remain there, but I expect this video too. This is probably going to get flagged for potentially misleading information. There are some people out here who hate me, they hate you, they hate the truth, they don't want any of this information out there. So what am I going to say? People, get it out there. If we're making that kind of a dent, and I said, what did I say as of lately? As of late, if we unify our voice here and act as one, as I, okay, we can punch holes in the Babylon system. To me, this is proof. The fact that in the last week, 3 of our videos have been flagged for potentially misleading information tells I that we are punching holes in Babylon. You want to make those holes bigger? You want to punch more holes? Share this work. Share this. It's in your inbox right now. Share this video. Let us move forward here, people. Okay, so let me just back up a moment here. The private sector / middle class is therefore forced into survival borrowing and further debt slavery as the economy slows faster. Does that sound right to you? Okay, I bet it does. This will lead to debt to GDP ratios exploding globally and so-called foreign balance sheets will become even more insolvent. On the same page? I bet we are. Now, this will lead to even more non-productive debt or zombification of the middle class, of the nation, of everything else. Debt for survival, not for growth. Again, more slavery economics. The global economy will slow in proportion, in direct proportion to debt expansion. And I go on to say, this is a great taking. A great taking. It's incredible. It really is. The faster central banks / world leaders expand debt, the faster real economic activity will slow. Does that make sense to you right there? For my lions out here who are economists, for those of you that follow economics and finance and maybe find it as intriguing as I do, does that make sense to you? Because this honestly is basic Economics 101. This isn't anything fancy. You can look this up in any economics and finance 101 textbook here. So the faster central banks and world leaders expand the debt, the faster real economic activity will grow. Why? It's zombification. Now, it's basic economics. Each unit of debt adds less real growth. This leads to wealth extraction, the greatest wealth transfer effect we've ever seen in the history of the world. Why the 1% and 2%ers are very happy in this environment while the economy gets decimated, because the wealth must be taken from somewhere. It gets stolen right out of the economy, right out of the middle class. Okay, wealth extraction, and will therefore reduce demand. Result, the middle class gets decimated. Does that sound right to you? Or is Greg Mannarino making this stuff up again? Or is this misinformation? Because this video is probably going to get flagged too. Further result, recession, depression with hyper debt expansion. Full on, I want to show you this. Full on collapse pattern. Full on collapse pattern. Does that make sense to you? Let's move forward. The European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve's next moves. Rate cuts are a typo here. Cut rates even further. Okay, no big deal. You can still understand what I said. And the European Central Bank has already started. In fact, they just cut again last week. Expect expanded QE, quantitative easing, likely through targeted purchases. Now, this is interesting. It's already going on stealthily. You can look this up for yourself. So likely through targeted purchases like corporate debt, sovereign bonds under stability, or some other name they're going to make it up. And they might not even announce it because you see, central banks operate with no oversight. Zero. They can do whatever they want to do right in front of your face or not. And it doesn't matter. They can get away with it. Let's move forward here. Treasury buybacks, repo expansion, new liquidity programs, whatever it is. Okay, now, this in effect, of course, will push currencies, all of them, further into decline regarding purchasing power. But I said specifically here, this will push the US dollar to weaken faster in coordinated fashion. Now watch the trend. I've always explained that the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank, they generally work in lockstep. The Fed right now is waiting. It's waiting to strike at the right time. When things get even more dramatic and people beg for a solution, they're going to offer it. They're all going to offer it. You know this. So what we face here, my lions, is a death spiral of fiat and result a great taking. Now I go on to say, this is the last paragraph. Lions, we are now past the phase of managed cycles. We've been in a managed cycle for quite a long time. Now we are entering the endgame phase. Debt must expand. Here it is. This is the endgame phase. You don't have to think about it because it's here now. Debt must expand and currency must be destroyed to support the debt. It's a vicious cycle. Again, that's how you know we're at the end. As a result, the economy must shrink, will shrink. This is basic math here, okay? Repeat, rinse and repeat until reset. Now, I ask for your thoughts and comments. Here in this paper, and it's already starting to get some. Now, people, listen. I do not know what I need to do. I want to hear from you. About 12% of you right now. It did go up. We were getting 7 to 8% of you out here sharing our work. This is our thing. 7 to 8%. We jumped to 12, okay? Please help I to get this work out. If I can get 20%, that's my goal. It's not even 30, 40, or 50%. If I can just get 20% of you out here to share this work I put out for you, or these videos as well, all my work, that will tell I that I have succeeded. Because right now, I'm be honest with you, I feel like I'm failing, okay? I don't know what I need to do or can do to get you guys and girls out here. Just 20%. I find it hard to believe that 20% of you who follow this, my work here, either my newsletter or these videos, do not have social network. I don't care, Twitter, Truth Social, wherever it might be. Please help me, help I reach our goal here. 20% is all I ask for. 20% of people who follow this blog to share it. I don't think that's too much to ask for, okay? I really, really, really hope you'll join I on our quest to get this stuff out there. Tell me, people, please, where are you going to find this stuff? Where else, really? I really feel like, and again, I'm not looking for rewards or medals or accolades. I work so hard for this because I feel like, this is a mission I have decided to take on, okay? I realize I put this on myself. And I feel a great honor in that, okay? In taking on this mission here to expose this. Maybe some of you, more of you, want to help I get it out there. I really, really, really hope so. All right, look, so with that said, people, I hope you got something out of this video. If so, if I have earned your thumbs up, if you got something out of this, please share the video. Please get it out there. Thumbs up if I've earned it. I would greatly appreciate that as well. For those of you who are in this market, okay? I did complete breakdowns this morning with regard to the S&P 500, ticker SPY, crude oil, gold, Bitcoin, and XRP. There is a link in the description of this video. Not only have I done new breakdowns for all this, I have trades there, exactly how to play it. And if you have been following those, okay, better than 80%, better than 80%, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, okay, have been successful, better than 80. So you guys and girls that are following that, you're doing very well. And it is my sincere hope that you are taking a fraction of a percent of your gains. How about just 5%, 3%, and pay it forward? Donate to a charity that I believe in, INIU, okay? You have to do this. All right? We must pay it forward. And realize, man, there's strength here in unity. I believe the reason why these videos are getting flagged here is because we are unifying to a certain degree. What did I say? If we unify as one voice, we could punch holes in Babylon. Babylon is punching back. You see what they're doing? They're flagging, they're getting these videos flagged. There are some people watching right now who don't like this message. They don't want to hear this message of unity and love and oneness. You understand? They hate it. They can't stand it. They want division. They want separation. They want to foster hatred. Understand? Overstand? That's what this is. So we're making holes here. Our proof is that 3 of our videos have gotten flagged in just the last week. Let's get them to flag this one as well. Good. Let's see that as a badge of honor. And that's where you come in, right? Love you all from the heart with all I got. I'll see you in the morning. Check out what I wrote on my website. You might want to pay attention to, especially the S&P 500. All of it, actually. But there's something changing over there again. There's a link in the description of this video if you want to go check it out. It's 100% free. There's no links. There's no nothing other than the one in the description of this video. And I want to hear from you on these things. I want to hear from you on this video. Did you get something out of this? I bet you did. And how about this one? They're admitting that the data is fake. It's incredible, isn't it? Love you guys. See you tomorrow.